Hey, welcome to another cultural commentary by Courtney. So today I'm talking about the other single mother. Who is the other single mother? Well, let's just think about, or let's talk about rather, what your first idea of a single mother is, or what the first image is that pops up in your head when you hear single mother. I've been, of course, looking at YouTube as well as doing a lot of ear hustling. As many of you know, I do not own a car. I know, how can she? It's 2016. I don't. As a lot of you know too, I spent a good time, a portion of my life in Philadelphia where we have SEPTA, and it was a great transit system. And um, I've often been in relationships with gentlemen that do have cars, so I have, always relied on city transit and the places where I lived after Philadelphia, besides Charlotte, who I never really, I think I rode their bus one time and they didn't have like a train system. But when I was in Atlanta, I literally worked up the street from where I lived, or where we lived rather, off of Six Flags Drive, and I worked as the assistant program manager for a community cultural arts playhouse. So at any rate, back to back to the nature at hand, or the topic at hand. Being a rider on public transit and being able to get in earshot of a lot of conversations has always provided me a lot of commentary, a lot of fodder. So, at any rate, when I'm hearing people talk about single mothers, they talk about women that, for one, are not educated, for two, they have had their children really young, and for three, they have often had their children with these deadbeat thugs, or um, just miscredence of society, these deplorable men, and most of them resulted from like some one night stand, or some relationship that was more so like a just a relationship of convenience, like a booty call type of thing, or friends with benefits, or just someone that you would see in passing, and you're just hooking up, and now all of a sudden you're pregnant and you want this man to be a father, or you don't want the man to be a father because you're just so gung ho about raising the kid yourself. So I'm often talking with one of my older sisters. I'm from a family of five, so I have three older sisters and an older brother. But I'm often talking with my older sister about the realities of being single mothers, and the reality of being single mothers that had children while they were married. Um, some single mothers, are the other single mothers, as we like to term them as, had children that they planned for with their husbands. And even with that, they got divorced and they still find themselves very much living a single mother lifestyle. They still find themselves struggling to make ends meet. They still find themselves figuring out what to do as far as time, and as far as what to do as far as the lack of resources financially to be able to accommodate these children, even with the ex-husband's help, or with the ex-fiance or ex-long-term relationship person's help as well. So I just would love to change the narrative about what a single mother is, who a single mother is, and what a single mother does. You have many single mothers, and I do mean many, that are lawyers. You have many single mothers that have very professional lives. You have many single mothers that were married women. You have many single mothers that were responsible women who waited later in their lives to have children only to not have the relationship last. You have many single mothers who are not on public assistance, even though they're struggling. And the reason why they aren't on public assistance is because they don't want to succumb to the stigma of a single mother. They don't want to be put into that category, even though what they're making could very well classify them for it. I was a Department of Children and Families worker. I was an intake clerk. I have also worked on various programming, nonprofit and for profit, that were resource agencies for communities. And I've just seen the full gamut. So, again, this is not to bash anybody. I am not responding to a video that I've seen. This is just something that necessarily I think is needed on my part, as well as people like my sister, as well as many friends that I've had, as well as clients that I've served, parents that I've worked with, to just say, hey, it's time to stop thinking of single mothers being these people that are hanging their hat on and their responsibilities onto the taxpayers and onto society to raise their kids or to help them with raising their children. There are many single mothers, above all of these things, that love their children dearly, regardless. And those type of mothers should be celebrated more often. That's my commentary. Thank you. Until next time.